Welcome once again to this lecture series in Chemical Reaction Engineering 2. Today we'll see the step growth polymerization model. For step growth polymerization, we have the polymerization occurring in steps. So, monomer to dimer, then to trimer and tetramer and so on. So, the growth is in steps, step by step. So, here we consider the polymerization of aminocaproic acid, NH2 CH2 5 times COH, which we can write as this functional groups H and OH will separate out. So NH2, so we are writing NH and H here outside the bracket. CH2 5 times, this is group R. Then we have CO and OH. H and OH are functional groups. So in bracket we are NH R CO. So we'll use the symbols. For H we'll use A, for OH we'll use B, for water H2O we'll use AB, and R NH R CO. This NHRCO will use the symbol R, and this will write monomer to dimer formation. So 2 moles of monomer, that is H into bracket NHRCO and here OH. This will give us water will separate out, and this NHRCO 1, this will become 2. So monomer to dimer. In symbols we will write this as ARB plus ARB. This is also step growth polymerization, is also known as ARB polymerization. So ARB plus ARB, these are 2 times ARB. So this gives us A R2B plus AB. AB is this water molecule. And similarly, we will have dimer to trimer, trimer to tetramer, tetramer to pentamer, pentamer to hexamer, and so on. This we will write in this table. So monomer ARB, which is written as symbol P1. Then dimer ARB plus ARB giving you AR2B plus AB. So this is water molecule. So ARB is P1, ARB is P1, P1 plus P1, AR2B is P2. So P1 plus P2, P1 plus P1 giving you P2. So monomer to dimer. Then ARB plus AR2B formed in this step gives us AR3B and water molecule. So P1 plus P2 is P3. Then tetramer ARB plus AR3B giving AR4B plus water molecule. So P1 plus P3 is P4. P4 can be formed, that is tetramer can be formed from combination of 2 dimers AR2B plus AR2B giving you AR4B. So P2 plus P2 giving you P4. So we have dimer formation, just one possibility, trimer formation, one possibility, whereas for tetramer formation we have P1 plus P3 giving you P4, also P2 plus P2 can give you P4. Similarly, pentamer P1 plus P4 can give you P5 and P2 plus P3 can give you P5. So monomer plus tetramer giving you pentamer, dimer plus trimer giving you pentamer. Similarly hexamer. So for this we have three possibility: P1 plus P5, P2 plus P4 and P3 plus P3 giving you P6, and we can write it and so on. So overall reaction I can write N times ARB gives me A R N B plus N minus 1 AB. This is water molecule. So this is N minus 1 because here you have simply ARB is equal to P1. So one less molecule of water is formed. So this is the overall reaction. Now we'll define few parameters and the terms, which is the fraction of functional groups. So a parameter P is nothing but functional groups are A and B. So P is equal to M0 minus M by M0. So this is initial monomer, this is monomer concentration in terms of concentration at any time t. So P is equal to 1 minus M by M0. So consider the reaction to be first order with respect to A as well as with respect to B. So we can write minus dA by dt. So this is concentration is equal to K into concentration of A into concentration of B. This is KCACB. That is minus dCA by dt is equal to KCACB. We have written square bracket for concentration term. For equimolar feed of A and B, so concentration of A is same as concentration of B, and this we will denote as M. So dm by dt, I will transfer this sign, minus sign on another side, is equal to minus K. A is equal to M, B is equal to M, so I can write M square. Okay, and this M by M0 can be written as 1 minus P. So at t is equal to 0, M is equal to M0, and at t is equal to t, M is equal to M. So we'll solve this differential equation. M0 to M dm by M square minus K into 0 to t dt. On right hand side, 0 to t dt is t. So integration minus 1 upon M from M0 to M and minus kt simply. So if I substitute these limits, minus 1 upon M minus minus plus, that is 1 upon M0, and then if I take LCM of this, M0 M is equal to minus M0 plus M is equal to minus KT, and this we can write as minus M0 plus M is equal to minus M0 M KT. If I rearrange these terms, M plus M0 M KT is equal to M0, and from here if I take M common, so M into 1 plus M0 KT. So I can write M as M0 by 1 plus M0 KT. So this relationship I got at any time t. I know M0, I know K, first order rate constant. I can find out M, that is concentration at any time, and that is the concentration of the functional groups. In terms of fractional conversion of functional groups, P. So this I can write as 1 plus M0 KT is equal to M0 by M, and that can be written as 1 by 1 minus P from this definition. M by M0 is 1 minus P, so M0 by M is 1 upon 1 minus P. So the number average degree of polymerization, Xn bar, is the average number of structural units per chain. So Xn bar is 1 by 1 minus P or 1 plus M0 KT. Then we define number average molecular weight denoted as M subscript n bar, Mn bar, is nothing but the average molecular weight of the structural unit, that is Ms bar, times the average number of structural unit per chain Xn plus the molecular weight of end groups M subscript Eg. So Mn bar is Xn bar into Ms bar plus Meg, and this value is usually very small as compared to this product, so it is neglected, and we can approximate Mn bar is equal to Xn bar into Ms bar. In addition to the conversion of functional groups, the degree of polymerization and the number average molecular weight, we also will see the distribution of chain lengths n. So molecular weights Mn, number average molecular weight, that also we have to see. Now we'll take this model further. As we have written, P1 plus P1 is equal to P2, that is 2P1 giving you P2, P1 plus P2 giving P3, P1 plus P3 giving P4, P2 plus P2 also giving P4. So this I can write as 2P2 giving P4. Then P1 plus P4 is P5, P2 plus P3 is also P5. Then P1 plus P5 is P6, P2 plus P4 giving P6, P3 plus P3 also giving P6. This I can write as 2P3 giving P6. So these reactions are numbered as 1 to 9, and we have considered up to hexamer formation. Okay. So what I will do, I will write this reaction in terms of rate equation. So rate of formation of P2, this R1, R2, R3, R4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, these are just representing the reaction number. So we have numbered it for our convenience, our understanding. It is not necessary that you should write this subscript 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on. By dropping this subscript also you can write, but for understanding from which reaction we are writing this rate law, we are using these subscripts. Okay. So here, first reaction, plus R1P2, rate of formation of P2. This is half the rate of disappearance of P1. So minus R1P1, and that is K into P square, concentration of P1 square. If I want to write in terms of rate of disappearance of P1, I will have to write it as, this is twice K P1 square. So this you have to keep in mind. Second reaction, R2. P1 is disappearing, P2 is disappearing, so minus sign. P3 is formed, so plus sign. Here it should be R2 P3. So rate of disappearance of P1 is equal to rate of disappearance of P2 is equal to rate of formation of P3, and that is K, if the rate constant is K throughout, K into P1 P2, K into P1 P2, and this term 2 we are using in all these representations of the reactions further while writing the rate law, because the factor of 2 in the disappearance term, example minus R3P3, this term here 2K P1 P3 we have written, or here 2K P1 P2 we have written. Any example you can take. Comes out because there are two ways A and B can react, that is P1 with P2 and P2 with P1. Okay, so here we have P1 and P2. That means this is the representation. There are P1s and P2s. It is not that only one dimer is there. So many such. So P1 plus P2. So P1 can react with P2 and P2 can react with P1. That's why this term 2 is used in this model. So the factor of 2 in the disappearance term comes about because there are two ways in which A and B can react, P1 with P2 and P2 with P1. Okay, this we have written for this. So this is also applicable for minus R3 P3, 2K P1 P3. So here P1 can react with P3 and P3 can react with P1. So we'll have to use this term twice. Next, reaction number 3. Here rate of disappearance of P1 is equal to rate of disappearance of P3 is equal to rate of formation of P4, and that is K P1 P3. Again P1 can react with P3 and P3 with P1. So two ways it can react. So 2 times. Then P2 with P2 giving you P4. That means 2P2 giving you P4. So rate of formation of P4 is half the rate of disappearance of P2. Same logic as we have used in the reaction 1. So rate of formation of P4 is K into P2 square. So rate of disappearance of P2 will be twice rate of formation of P4. Okay. So this 2 term is here also. It is not because of now P2 with P2 and P2 with P2 same thing. But here as we have 2 moles of P2 giving you K P2 square, whereas the relationship between rate of formation of P4 is half the rate of disappearance of P2. So rate of disappearance of P2 is 2K P2 square. Next, P1 plus P4 giving P5. Okay, so this is reaction number 5. Rate of disappearance of P1 is equal to rate of disappearance of P4 is equal to rate of formation of P5, and 1 with 4 and 4 with 1. So K P1 P4 2 times. P2 with P3. Same logic. So 2K P2 P3. P1 with P5. Again same logic. 2K P1 P5. So you can go on writing like this. P2 P4 giving you P6. Here also with the same logic we can write 2K P2 P4. Then P3 plus P3 giving you P6. So similar to reaction 1, we can say that rate of formation of P6 is half the rate of disappearance of P3, that is equal to K into P3 square. So rate of disappearance of P3 can be written as 2K P3 square. So we have here rate of disappearance of P1 2K P1 square, rate of disappearance of P2 2K P2 square, rate of disappearance of P3 2K P3 square. Other terms we have here rate of disappearance of P1, rate of disappearance of P2 and rate of formation of P3. So these terms we have written for individual reactions, possible reactions for monomer to dimer formation, dimer to trimer, trimer to tetramer, tetramer to pentamer, pentamer to hexamer. And now we'll try to combine it. We'll write R1, let us say it is rate of formation of P1 plus sign. Rate of formation of plus sign. So I am writing rate of formation. So if formation term is there, we'll write with the plus sign. If disappearance term is there, we'll write with the minus sign. So we will take the terms where P1 is appearing. So here you can see rate of disappearance of P1 is 2k P1 square. What we are writing? Rate of formation. So I will write it as minus 2k P1 square. Next, P1, rate of disappearance of P1 in second reaction represented as 2k P1 P2. So second term I will write again, this is formation, I am writing disappearance, so minus 2k P1 P2. Next, here it is appearing in the third reaction, okay, minus rate minus R3P1, that is rate of disappearance of P1, that is 2k P1 P3. So I will write next term as 2k P1 P3 with minus sign. Next it is here also in P1. So we will identify this P1 only, P1 P4. Here also we have P1, that is P1 P5 and so on. So we will write here 2k P1 P4 minus 2k P1 P5. So all these terms are appearing in the rate of disappearance term. And here we are writing rate of formation. There rate of disappearance, these terms are positive. So rate of formation, we are making all these terms as negative. Okay. So what we will do here, this is P1 into P1. Minus 2k P1 we are taking outside. So in the first term P1 is left. In second term P2, in third term P3, P4 and P5. So into bracket I can write as P1 plus P2 plus P3 plus P4 plus P5 and so on. So this RP1 minus 2k P1 into bracket, all these terms added together, P1 plus P2 plus P3 and so on. So I can write this as minus 2k P1 Pj, j is equal to 1 to infinity. So the summation of j is equal to 1 to infinity Pj. So this is nothing but P1 plus P2 plus P3 and so on. So substituting m, which is nothing but the summation j is equal to 1 to infinity Pj, I can write this as 2k P1 into m. Rp1 is written as 2k P1 into m. Similarly, we will write R2, that is rate of formation of P2 plus Rp2. So where P2 is appearing, these reactions will consider and corresponding rate loss. So where P2 is appearing, rate of formation of P2 we are writing. So here in the first reaction, rate of formation of P2 is k P1 square. So formation, so plus sign. Then we'll see where P2 is appearing. Here we have rate of disappearance of P2. Okay. So we are writing formation. So we'll write minus sign 2k P1 P2 there. We have written 2k P1 P2 with minus sign. Then next, where it is appearing? Here. Rate of disappearance of P2 is 2k P2 square. So I will write with minus sign, minus 2k P2 square, this term. Next, it is appearing here, P2 P3, disappearance. So there I am writing formation, so minus 2k P2 P3, and similarly here minus 2k P3 square. So minus 2k P2 P3 term we have, and we are writing for P2. So we'll see the next term for P2, and that is rate of disappearance of P2, 2k P2 P4. Okay, so k P1 square minus 2k P1 P2 minus 2k P2 square minus 2k P2 P3 minus 2k P2 P4. Okay, this minus sign we'll write properly. Okay, now here as we are writing rate of formation of P2, there is only one term from the rate law where we have defined it as rate of formation, and all those terms P1, P2, P2 square, P2, P3, P2, P4, these are appearing as rate of disappearance there with positive sign. So we are writing all these terms with negative sign for indicating rate of formation of P2. So here also k P1 square first term, and for second term onwards I can take out 2k P2 common. P2, P2, P2 is there in all these terms. So this into bracket P1 plus P2 and so on. So this can be written as first term is k P1 square as it is minus 2k P2 into this bracket can be represented as summation of Pj from j is equal to 1 to infinity. And this term can be again written as m. So Rp2 is k P1 square minus 2k P2 m. So rate of formation of P1 minus 2k P1m, rate of formation of P2 k P1 square minus 2k P2 into m. Now let us write rate of formation of P3. So where P3 is appearing, again P3 is appearing for the first time here, P3, 2k P1 P3, and this is rate of disappearance. 2k P1 P3, rate of disappearance. Then 2k P1 P2, here this is formed. So we are writing formation, so we will write 2k P1 P2. In this reaction, it is disappearance term, so we will write as minus 2k P1 P3. So 2k P1 P2 and minus 2k P1 P3. Then again, we will check where P3 is appearing. It is not here, it is not here, it is here, P2 P3. Okay, it is rate of disappearance minus sign. So 2k P2 P3 I will write with minus sign. Again we have rate of disappearance 2k P3 square. So I will write this with the minus sign, minus 2k P2 P3 and minus 2k P3 square means P3 into P3. So this can be written as first term will retain as 2k P1 P2. Here 2k P3 is common. Then we have P1, P2, P3, and in other terms P4, P5 will also appear if you write all the steps. So this can be written as first term as it is 2k P1 P2. then 2k P3 is common, and this bracket is represented as summation for Pj. J is equal to 1 to infinity, and this is nothing but m. So rate of formation of P3 we can write as 2k P1 P2 minus 2k P3 into m. So we will write these Rp1, Rp2 and Rp3 separately, and then we'll see how we can generalize it. So for j greater than or equal to 2, that means Rp2, Rp3 we will write. For Rp1, this equation is valid, and we can generalize the equation from for Rp2 onwards, means if j is the counter, j greater than or equal to 2. So Rp2 I have written from the previous page, k P1 P1, that is P1 square is written as P1 P1 minus 2k P2 into m. So Rp for j is equal to 2. Rp2 means j is equal to 2. This 2k P2 j is equal to 2 means Pjm, and this I will write as k outside the bracket, and summation of Pi into Pj minus I for I is equal to 1 to j minus 1. So when j is equal to 2, j minus is equal to 1 is equal to 1. So this is only for I is equal to 1. So I is equal to 1, P1, and j minus I is 2 minus 1, that is P1. So P1 P1. So we have written this in terms of counters. Now, and summation we have written. Next, Rp3, again from previous page, this 2k P1 P2 is written as k P1 P2 plus k P2 P1. As we have seen earlier, it is 2 times written because P1 with P2 and P2 with P1, and minus 2k P3 M. For j is equal to 3 now. So 3, I will write Pj because j is equal to 3. So second term taken care. This k into I is equal to 1 to j minus 1 again. Let us see. J is 3. Okay. J minus 1 will be 2. So I is equal to 1 to 2. So we have to consider I is equal to 1 and then I is equal to 2. If I consider I is equal to 1, this is P1, J is 3, 3 minus 1 is 2. So P1, P2. For I is equal to 2, k into I is equal to 2. So first P is Pi. I is equal to 2 means P2. Second P, j minus I. Now I is equal to 2, j is equal to 3. 3 minus 2 is 1. So second P is P1. Okay. So this also we can write, and similarly you can write the further steps, and you can go on writing for j is equal to 4, 5 and so on, and it can be generalized as Rpj is equal to Rj, that is nothing but R1 is equal to Rp1, R2 is equal to Rp2, all rates of formation that you know. So Rj can be written as k into I is equal to 1 to j minus 1 Pi into Pj minus I minus 2k Pjm. So this is a generalized expression or equation for any value of P, P1, P2, P3, P4 we can write, and this is valid only for j greater than 2. So Rp1 we have to use this equation only, minus 2 kp1m, but for j equal to 2 and greater than 2 you can use this. So valid for j greater than or equal to 2 only. So for j is equal to 2 onwards, means rp2, rp3, rp4, you can write these equations right hand side by considering I is equal to 1 to j is equal to 1. So for j is equal to 3 we have written. Similarly, you can proceed further. Now we'll see a batch reactor, the polymerization, the mole balance on P1. So Rp1 is minus 2K P1M. This we can solve easily. So Rp1 is nothing but rate of formation of P1, which we write as dP1 by dt. We know minus Ra is minus dCA by dt. So plus Rp1 is plus dP1 by dt, and that is equal to minus 2K P1M. M is written as M0 by 1 plus M0 KT that we have seen earlier. So dP1 by P1, separate the variables, dP1 by P1 and minus 2K M0 by 1 plus M0 KT into dt. dt transferred on this side. At t is equal to 0, P1 is M0. At t is equal to t, this is P1. So dP1 by P1 integral ln of P1. Substitute upper limit and lower limit, it will be ln of P1 by M0. And that is equal to minus 2, I will take outside, minus 2 taken outside. You are left with K into M0 in the numerator, and in denominator 1 plus M0 KT. Now here numerator is the derivative of denominator, so log of denominator integral ln of 1 plus M0 KT. Upper limit will give you this. If you substitute lower limit, that is 0, so this becomes 0 and ln of 1 is 0. So second term is 0. So simply minus 2 into ln of 1 plus M0 KT. This can be written as ln of, with minus sign I will invert it, 1 upon 1 plus M0 KT, and this 2 which is now plus 2 can be shifted here as an index. So ln of 1 by 1 plus M0 KT squared. So ln cancels out if you take antilog of both the sides. So P1 by M0 will be equal to simply 1 by 1 plus M0 KT square. So P1 will be equal to M0, you can transfer on this side. P1 is M0 into 1 by 1 plus M0 KT squared. So what we have done is, in a batch reactor, we have solved this differential equation, and P1, this is the concentration, can be calculated at any time t if you know M0, initial concentration. Next, Rp2, it is Kp1 square minus 2Kp2m. This we have already seen. Now if you substitute here P1 square, now we know P1 square will be M0 square and this bracket raised to 4. Okay, M0 square and bracket raised to 4 minus 2K P2 we have written here, and M can be written as M0 by 1 plus M0 KT. M0 I have taken outside. Now this solution of this differential equation is given in the book of Matthew Tyrrell. We will not go into all the steps of that differential equation, but we get the solution, which is very lengthy. We will write the solution directly as P2 is equal to some constant divided by 1 plus M0 KT whole square minus M0 by 1 plus M0 KT whole cube. Now substituting the condition at t is equal to 0, P2 is equal to 0, because at t is equal to 0, P2 is not there. So this is equal to 0, t is equal to 0, t is equal to 0, denominator will be 1. So 0 is equal to constant minus M0. So constant is m0. So I substitute the value of constant here, m0. We have m0 here. Now this first term I will multiply and divide by 1 plus m0 kt to make this denominator same. So denominators are now 1 plus m0 kt whole cube, 1 plus m0 kt whole cube, and in the numerator I have this term m0 I have multiplied by this term. So denominators are same. So m0 minus m0 will cancel out and we'll get m0 into m0 kt in the numerator. So m0 into m0 kt in the numerator. So I will just split this again as square term in the denominator and with index 1 in the denominator. So m0 I have written outside, 1 by 1 plus m0 kt squared and m0 kt by 1 plus m0 kt. So these two are equivalent terms, same terms. We have just written as 1 plus m0 kt squared term and here m0 kt by 1 plus m0 kt raised to 1, and this m0 I have written outside. So this equation, this is P2 here, okay, and we can generalize this as Pj, j is equal to 2. So this m0 by 1 plus m0 kt square term, this you will always get whether it is for P3 or P4 if you check it further, but you have to solve more complex differential equations. And this will be as it is, whereas this raised to j minus 1. When j is equal to 2, this is 1. J is equal to 3, you will get square term. J is equal to 4, you get cubic term. Whereas this will remain as square term only. Here, this counter j is not there. It is there in the second term. That means if you solve for P3, you will get these terms as it is, and here you will get square term. If you solve for P4, these terms will be as it is, square term will be there, and for P4, 4 minus 1, 3. So you will have cubic term here and so on. So you know 1 plus m0 kt is m0 by m, and that is nothing but 1 by 1 minus p, which we have seen earlier. So m0 kt can be written in terms of p as p by 1 minus p. So 1 by 1 minus p minus 1, in this you can solve. P by 1 minus p is m0 kt, and 1 plus m0 kt is 1 minus 1 by p. So we'll substitute this in terms of p. So pj can be written as m0 into 1 by 1 plus m0 kt. So 1 by 1 plus m0 kt will be inverse of this, means 1 minus p. So 1 minus p squared. Then you have m0 kt. m0 kt is p by 1 minus p. So we have written this p by 1 minus p. And you have 1 by m0 kt. 1 by 1 plus m0 kt. So 1 plus m0 kt is 1 upon 1 minus p. So if I substitute here 1 upon 1 minus p will go in the numerator. So this term and this term will cancel out and you are left with p only. So pj can be written as m0 in terms of p 1 minus p whole square into bracket p raised to j minus 1. And this p we have defined initially. You can see parameter p, which is the fraction of functional groups A and B reacted. P is equal to M0 minus M by M0. So we have substituted in terms of P. So M is equal to M0 into 1 minus P, we know, or M by M0 is 1 minus P, that we have seen earlier. Mole fraction of the polymer with chain length J can be written as Yj. Yj is the mole fraction of the polymer with chain length of J, which is nothing but Pj by M. So Pj by M. M is equal to M0 into 1 minus P, which we have seen in the definition in the beginning. So M is substituted as M0 into 1 minus P. Pj, M0 into bracket 1 minus P squared into P raised to J minus 1. Same Pj I have written here. So M0 will cancel out, and with this bracket this square term will go. Okay. So you are left with 1 minus P into P raised to J minus 1. So this mole fraction expressed in terms of P, so 1 minus P into P raised to J minus 1, and this is famous equation or a representation which is known as Flory-Schulz distribution. So we have already discussed initially P.J. Flory, Paul Flory, he was the Nobel Prize winner, and this representation is known as Flory-Schulz distribution. So we have seen the model of step growth polymerization in details, and as I have mentioned earlier, kinetics of polymerization itself is a vast subject. We have seen the model in brief. All detailed solutions of all the differential equations we have not done. But for the sake of understanding of kinetics of polymerization and up to the Flory-Schulz distribution, we have seen this derivation with limitations because we are not studying this as polymer reaction engineering. This polymerization kinetics for step growth and chain growth or additional polymerization is included in our curriculum. So I have introduced you to the polymers, then introduced you to the pseudo steady state hypothesis, and then how to develop this equation for representation of Pj, that means P2, P3, P4 and so on, that is for the formation of dimer, trimer, tetramer, and then finally we generalize it, and in the end we have seen mole fraction of polymer with chain length, that is Yj, can be written as 1 minus P into P raised to J minus 1, which is known as Flory-Schulz distribution. As I told you, this is a vast subject. Only on step growth polymerization you have volumes of the books. So those who will go for their post graduations or higher studies and want to specialize in polymerization kinetics, then within that in step growth polymerization or addition polymerization or copolymerization, solution polymerization, so many things are there. So they will be studying these things in more details. So as the topic included in our university syllabus this much information on step growth polymerization is sufficient. So today we will stop here, and tomorrow we will study chain polymerization, chain growth polymerization, or addition polymerization, that is also known as free radical polymerization.